Now, here's what is the most nefarious thing about that message. If you want to take them as these kind, caring, giving organizations, you can go, look at what they're trying to do. They're trying to normalize mental health by telling people that 20% of people have a mental illness and you should look out for your mental health because you might be in that 20%. So be proactive about it. No, that's not what that number does. When you say 1 in 5, you're telling 80% of people, the other 4 in 5, you're healthy, fine, normal, and okay. And the reason that was my gut instinct, but the reason I know that to be the case now is because I do programming daily, whether it's over the Zoom or in schools. And I go, here's my exercise. Anyone can steal it if they want. I'll tell my story and then I go up. I always read energy. So I go up to like 5 kids or 5 employees in an office that I can tell are a little timid that are sitting near each other. And I go, okay, I just told a very sensitive story. I want the 5 of you to stand up. And they're all like, looking at each other. And I go, because I just told a very vulnerable story, I'm going to ask you all to tell a very vulnerable story to your coworkers or your classmates. Sometimes it's an assembly of 1,500 kids, and these kids are freaking out. So I'm like, it's got to be very sensitive. It's got to be very deep. It's got to be something that really touched you. And their faces are turning red. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that to you. And like everyone, like all of a sudden they take an exhale. So I go, you could sit down. You could sit. I have 4 of them sit down. Okay. And Ozzy's still standing up. So I'm like, go to the other kids. I go, how do you feel right now, the ones that are sitting down versus your friend Ozzy who's standing up? And they're like, relieved, like not stressed anymore. I'm like, okay, how do you think Ozzy feels? On edge, nervous? Okay. So Ozzy and Eric are the 2 mentally ill people because in mental health, we're the 1 in 5. And I turn to the other 4 and I go, how would you describe your mental health if you're not in the 1 in 5 that Ozzy and I are? Because you have to define your mental health in some way. Mental health is a thing. So if you're not in the 1 in 5, what are you? If you're not mentally ill. And I get the same 4 answers: healthy, fine, normal, and okay. No matter where I go, it doesn't matter what the group is. So
okay, so you just blew my mind with this story for another reason. From a marketing perspective, if you tell someone you're 1 in 5, you're telling them you are alone. You're 1. It's not you're the 20%, right?
Why do you think I'd make a person stand up by themselves in front of a whole group of people?
Saying right? You're the 20%, you'd have 20% of the audience stand up and they'd say, hey, we're together. That would at least be something. But saying they're literally saying you are alone.
Here's the, so you, I mean, like we could go so deep into this. In the 1 in 5s, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's PTSD, there's